Oh, but what? Moderation helps what the hell? All this new stuff. Okay, whenever I test for YouTube lives, first of all, I took off the noise gate. Or it wasn't a noise gate, it was the noise suppression. You can kind of hear the feedback of... I don't know what the hell that is. And I've turned my white noise machine down very low. The trade-off for this is that I can actually be loud. However, there's another drawback, and that's that you can sometimes hear my mouth sounds, so I'm trying to avoid that. Moderation helps everyone feel safe. I mean, that's great. That's a fantastic... Give me a sec. I can't stand weird mouth sounds on stream, but also if I can't... Anyway, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We are up to 5 accents now, if you count Edgeworths. I was trying to turn on the touch functionality on my tablet, but I guess it doesn't feel like it right now. That's fine. I tried not perfecting, but... I can't half-ass a German accent for this. I'll close that. Thank you very much. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Franziska? I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I'm needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you were. Don't you try to flatter me! Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait! It's all been a big misunderstanding! I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I have investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way. Oh god, you're gonna hear me fiddle with my keyboard. I have to stop that too. Equivalent exchange. To be perfect in every way. The fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. That was not German. Well, I have my own creed, which I must fulfill. So why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. That was French. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective come show? Yes, sir! Too slow! Ow! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth? I'm supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Ow! Ah, yes, sir, understood, sir. You just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on this spot. Are we clear? Now then. If you'll excuse me.
I'm trying my best. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh, boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, Detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Francisca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. I was trying to think of, like, what the fuck is her name? It's Angel Star, isn't it? The lady who hands out the bento boxes? I'm so devastated that I can't remember this off the top of my head. What Jenga block was pushed out to make room for a different memory? The reason I was trying to figure that out was because of this. Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. What should I go with?
I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags.
I wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. Oh, and here's this freak. You might be familiar with him. Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Oh my god! I mean, this was sort of was it relevant when it came out? I think it was 2006, like the first Ace Attorney. In the West, anyway. It's Soviet Russia! World Flag's lunchboxes eat you! Found it! Oh! I feel a wave of creative powers coming on! It's over 9,000! Lols! For my next elite movie, it's gonna be The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rock swords, so many buck swords! So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. That is all he took from that. King, you have autism, I promise. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. He must have been pretty scared. He's repeating the same thing over and over to himself. He's been there before. Yeah, there was a little message earlier. Or a little, you know, or when you start up the game and it says, warning, don't play this if you have seizures, or, you know, this was made by Capcom or whatever, localization. They have one in there, I guess, I don't know how I didn't see it, but it's like this game, the localization of this game, changes have been made, minimal changes have been made to stay faithful to its original localization or something like that. And I was like, oh, where'd that come from? That wasn't there last time, was it? Maybe it was, I didn't see it. But that's what the Go You. I was like, what? I felt like I was in an alternate reality for a second. I was like, it wasn't Go You Airlines, was it? I apologize in advance, and after, and currently, for any weird mouth sounds, I swear to God. I'm testing so hard. Sprites are so good. What a view of the plane, sorry. Do you think Edgeworth claps when the plane lands? Do you think or do you think he's above that? I'm not sure. Maybe Gumshoe does. What a view of the planes preparing for takeoff. Besides the turbulence, they're really not all that bad as a mode of transportation. No. This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes.
Wow! I'd love to take a run down that runway!
Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, yet so misguided. Where's Charlie? Should try to get some oh, that's right. Information out of Detective Gumshoe first. Initial investigation. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office, and we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Francisca. She was always good at quick responses to a case. I'd say she was, a little too quick, sir. Oh? How so? Sorry for that, just now. I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. It was kinda creepy. As though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Miss Von Karma just kinda popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details? It's kinda top secret, so she can't talk about it. Even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Oh my god, I'm so self-conscious. I'm like, does it sound like I'm speaking with Elmer's glue? We'll get the show on the road. It's this or the mic cuts out when I get loud, which in these games is gonna be a lot. Okay. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Let's get out of here. Is that the pilot? March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class.
So you must be the captain.
Why, yes, I am. And who might you be?
I am the prodigy prosecutor, Francisca Von Karma. And I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Francisca and her whip. Ah! Oh, you're gonna hear my chair crack too, I'm sorry. Relax. March 12th, 1:40 p.m. Flight G390, first floor, lounge. No, see here! Ah! I'm sorry, I'm sorry! Very relevant. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you! Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have even 1 second to waste for time to spend. Ah, his theme is so good. Okay, we have this part of the... We lost the other half of the crime scene in the divorce. No, that's not what I meant. Or like when you see a cartoon. Not a cartoon. You know what? You see a plot point in TV where people have to share a room and they literally divide it by cordoning it off. Oh man. There's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. Ah! Oh, she's looking over here! Quick, sir! Wave at her with me, please! I refuse to be your wingman on this. God. They got a piano on this plane? Hey, you think I could try it out, sir? I think you would know better than to randomly touch things at a crime scene, detective. Besides, I didn't know you knew how to play. Of course I do. I'm practically proficient. Interesting. The things you learn about people on a daily basis. Is this true? I can get dough and ready to come out just right, sir. 2 notes does not a proficient pianist make, detective. What is this? Is this a bucket? Hey! Not this, but like the black thing at their feet. This statue! What about it, detective? Did you notice something? I saw this guy in a dream last night! The resemblance is uncanny, sir! You saw him in your dreams? Well, yeah! I saw him and then I arrested him! I wanted to show you just how vital I am in our partnership! Being useful in your sleep is of no help to me in the real world, detective. That is a very... There's not gonna be. It takes like a small fraction of effort, a somewhat higher fraction of effort to click to rehide the webcam than it does to touch. And touch doesn't feel like working right now, so you're not gonna see this. Oh fuck. Oh, we're getting... What's this? What is it, detective? Did you find an important piece of evidence? A giant parfait on top of bread and steak? Paint me jealous, sir. It's a feast. Maybe I should just let him have the giant parfait so that we can move on. Yeah, let him! Let him! And the massive baguette. This was my seat. Wow! You read law books even when you're flying, sir? Were you expecting anything less? Now come along, we must hurry to the crime scene. Hold on a sec. There's a different book stuck in here. The Steel Samurai's Detective Gumshoe! Am I going to have to charge you with invasion of privacy? Privacy? That's how Greg would pronounce it. God. It's so silly. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth? I think you have too many red knights on this board. It's just your imagination. And it looks like that blue pawn is being completely surrounded by the red knights. Now you're seeing things. Sir, I don't think you're supposed to gaslight people like that. I don't think you're supposed to have the same piece like in checkers. What's the same piece like in checkers? I know that, detective. What do you take me for? Yay. Prosecutor's true fashions, his special interest. The man in this seat was the one we just saw out in the airport lobby hyperventilating. If he's so scared to fly, then why take an airplane to begin with? Yeah, if he's that scared, he should have caught a ferry or a cruise ship or something. By the way, were you okay with all the turbulence, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, yes, it was nothing I couldn't handle. I should have figured, right? As if you'd get on a plane if you were so scared of them. Indeed. Hey, that's courageous. Courage isn't not being afraid of something scary when you have to do it. Courage is when you're afraid of it, is when you're scared shitless, but you do it anyway. Or at least you try. That's courage. The man in this seat was constantly drinking something. You know, right before I thought he was gonna say right before payday I do nothing but drink. You know, right before payday I do nothing but drink the soup from my instant noodles. That much sodium can't be healthy. You might want to go in for a checkup. Oh, you think I can afford to see doctors, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you really think I was serious? I'm sorry, sir. I'll never make another joke like that again. I forgot you take stuff a bit literally. I don't know what you're talking about. I perfectly understand. In fact, I speak in metaphor quite frequently, Detective. That's a really big floaty. Floaty? But isn't it a bit too early in the year for swimming? Detective, that is not for swimming. It's a lifesaver. So you can't swim with one of these? No. I mean, I suppose you could, but that's not what they're intended for. Well then, see, it's the same as a floaty! You shouldn't go around confusing people, sir. Why do I feel like I've just kicked a puppy? Aw. Well, you do kick this puppy on a regular basis. Who did this? This was the victim's seat. His jacket's just lying there, and his spilled leftover coffee's still there too. I don't suppose anyone ever expects to die. Yeah, guess so. Or I guess not. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You have to see this chair! It says, in honor of Rocker Pals Day. And what exactly is the big deal with these Rocker Pals? They're a seriously sweet Swiss superstar rock band, sir. Makes me want to listen to one of their songs right now. Sorry, I got lost in that forest of S's just now. Do you want me to explain it to you again? You know, Detective, I think I'll have to take a rain check on that, regrettably. I need to decrease the sibilance in this microphone, Detective. It's very difficult. Yeah, I wanted to investigate the door. Sir, you can't go in there. I'm Miles Edgeworth. I am one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through. I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission. But I'm on the case. Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions not to let you through from Miss Von Karma. Why would you do this to me, Francisca? Okay. Yeah, everything, here's our guy. Did you finish taking a statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back! If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay! Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is also an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. It sure does. Hey. Hey dude, does this look familiar to you? Mr. LeBlanc? Hey dude, does this look familiar to you? Can you please take a look at this for me? Oh, it's a Virginian cloth! As I suspected. Your hat is made of the same material, I suppose? Yes, of course. This fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas for more. Bloody cloth data updated in my organizer. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier? No. My cargo this time is much, many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police, it is no good! And it is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendance room too! That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Tenero's the only one that's taking up so much time?
Miles Edgeworth. You were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room?
Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking.
That's British.
But you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth.
Francisca's logic. Whoa. Open the log. Ooh. Just want to hydrate. Very good.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This, unmistakably, makes you the likeliest suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Francisca?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend?
That was Bayonetta. Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that without a noise gate or the noise suppression. But then you don't get to hear the full scope of... I've said this like 8 times, it's fine. Trial and error. Lot of trials in this case. But if I want to continue my line of investigation, I'll have to break her... I'll have to be... my head... I'm going to have my head chopped off by the king for not being funny. Said Mr. Edgeworth. I'm in a weird mood today, but a good one. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic, and fast. Now, the leather of her gloves is... the rendering of it is so subtle, but it's so good.
Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion.
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes.
Hey! You say that like you're cooking a pack of instant Ow!
I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily. God. She's his sister, by the way, if you didn't know. She's his adopted sister.
The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered.
So tell me, Francisca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there is more I need to know?
Ah! Why'd you whip me, sir?
Sorry, Scruffy. My hand must have slipped.
It would appear that Francisca doesn't have all the facts of this case yet.
From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found.
What do you mean by seen?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then, from the time after that call until the body was found, The only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth.
While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
We'll see about that at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing that even you must admit at this time. This, unmistakably, makes you the likeliest suspect.
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir! I don't think you did it! Miss Von Karma's gotta believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like Ow!
Quiet, Scruffy! Even if we were related by blood, that's no guarantee that he's not a criminal.
Ouch. That shit hurted. Oh. Francisca.
I demand to see some proof that you are not the guilty party.
The likeliest suspect. What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic one hole at a time. Okay. That is not true. The scene of the crime. Okay, hold on. Until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you. Ah. In this lounge? Likely a suspect. I mean, if he is referring to the new evidence. I do need the bonehead hay. It's been a couple days. The bonehead hay. In case you forgot. Yeah, our theory is that this was used to move the body along with the suitcase. For there to be this much blood on this piece of cloth, was the victim wrapped in it at some point? According to Mr. LeBlanc, this textile is fairly famous. What a waste! You can say that again. We examined the whole thing, didn't we? Yeah, let's not overcomplicate things. Oh yeah, he's like, where did we find it? We found this. Where the fuck did we find this? It's inside the suitcase. No. Francisca, I believe your testimony just now conflicts with this piece of evidence.
And I believe that when you use the phrase, I believe, you are anything but certain. Which means that showing me that piece of evidence is just a way to waste time.
Ah! There's no need to whip the evidence as well! Ow! Why did you whip me too, sir? One more victim besides myself and the evidence to add to the pile. Rather, it was the suitcase, wasn't it? I have 5G brain today. There we go. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. Ooh! Yes! It's so good! The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body. Meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. Von Karma is perfect in every way.
Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
As if there is proof of that.
Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around? Oh, yes.
The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator?
Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? Oh, it's right here. This mark here. Wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Furthermore, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Not so fast! This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot.
Francisca's Logic, Part 2.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then, you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase,
That sounds French.
the plane hit that patch of turbulence, and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic really is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Alright, rebuttal.
You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence.
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this.
Ow! You've shattered my heart of glass! So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Captain Ugo Bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon. And then, you waited for the victim in the lounge, where you beat him to death.
Death. Too slick? Oh. I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge.
I thought you'd say that. What? Did you think I wouldn't have noticed? That's Italian. I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it.
Duh! Are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now?
We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on that as we speak.
And? What do you propose I did after that?
Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase.
Last syllable is French. So I put the victim's body into the suitcase, and then? Where was I headed, Francisca?
That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it.
We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary.
Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you,
German, how does a German pronounce wrench? I mean, it's just an extra W. So how does a German pronounce French? Like, they get scared. I don't mean... Do you know how terrified I get when I see one diacritic in a word?
But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase.
If it's immersion, quote-unquote immersion breaking, I'll have to dial it back a bit. Like the last couple episodes of the Big O with Angel's Mom. You've experienced turbulence on a flight before.
Of course. Many times. You get used to it after a while.
The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second. Good thing it was only for a sec, sir. I'd have been bad if you'd really blanked out. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place.
That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from.
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I would be so easily caught?
Objection!
You are certainly in the middle of being caught right now. Ah!
I have to find a contradiction fast or I won't have much of my own hide left to save!
I have to say, you are looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body.
I suppose that's true.
So then, you're yielding to my statements?
Don't be foolish! I still insist that you were the killer, but in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead.
No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Her logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that is not quite right. The piggy bank, before the plane hit the turbulence. It can't be the first statement. Okay. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What? What?
The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added in after the murder, when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then, the killer proceeded to pick the bank up from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. That sucks even in death. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks.
You there!
Yes, ma'am!
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Ow!
If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
There is one more possibility,
And that would be...
that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. Is the real weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish! The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane in the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case?
Franziska, the person you're talking about...
Not so fast. I am not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin.
I'm trying.
She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well. Very well. Permission granted. But only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her. But you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Mr. Nero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
Okay, I have Gumshoe with me. I'm fighting for my life out here with this German accent. It's like I need to perfect it. I was like, I need to perfect it. It's Francisco, right? But, you know, if I wait to perfect it, the day will never come, and we'll never get to case 3. We'll never get to meet Lung, and we'll never get to see how the first thing that Lung sees Edward do is slide down a pole. That's the first thing he sees. That's the first thing he sees him do. Yes, sir. Notice anything? Anything of interest, detective? Well, I can't say that I don't quite know everything about the situation yet. So I was just telling myself that I should go ask someone about the stuff I don't know. I mean, just because I don't know doesn't mean someone else might not know it, right? It must be my imagination, but for a second I think I actually understood his logic. It sounds like Gumshoe's just like trying to indirectly make these suggestions to Edgeworth so he doesn't like take offense. Like, I know. After a few attempts, he's like, I gotta phrase it different. Way to show her who's boss, Mr. Edgeworth. Not even Miss Von Karma's whip is a match for you. You give me too much credit. She simply didn't have all the information. To be sure, the fights will become tougher and tougher as this investigation progresses. That's alright, Mr. Edgeworth. You got me watching your back. I'll make sure to keep on supporting you any way I can. You just say the word, sir. Really? Then how about standing out in front and absorbing whiplashes for me? Be a human shield, detective. You! Hurry and solve your murder! If you do not, how am I supposed to have my cargo returned to me? If you could please be patient just a little longer, Mr. LeBlanc. Hurry and solve it! Like a strike of thunder! It's as fast as lightning, and believe me, if I could, I would. Same dialogue? Oh man, it's worth it. There's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. Ah! She's looking over here! Quick, sir! Wave it with me, please! I refuse to be your wingman on this. I won't make you reread all the dialogue. Alright, Cap. I'm sorry for the late introduction. I'm Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor. I believe one of the attendants asked you in my stead for permission to investigate? Ah, yes. You must be the prosecutor Miss Meal was telling me about. I remember telling her you could investigate the in-flight shop or something of the sort. Then I guess it's true. Miss Tenero didn't ask him for permission on my behalf. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the captain of... Thank you for your help. I think this is all about all the useful information I'm going to get from this man. God. I don't know if that was like a legit social interaction blunder, or if he was just like, fuck you. Like, hey, your kind have no need for books and riddles. Your kind being the poor. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, this urn's got a seatbelt strapped tightly. I didn't notice that. Seatbelt strapped tightly around it. It must be of great value to Mr. LeBlanc, then. Yeah, I guess if you don't want to churn your urn, then it's always best to buckle up. Obviously. But did that have anything to do with the case, Detective? Nobody gets my jokes. Churn your urn? That sounds like a euphemism. No, I wanted to look at the... Good, let me look at this. This is cool. I like... food detail in art is really impressive. Mr. Edgeworth! What is this super expensive looking feast of Jurassic proportions? It's just the food they serve in first class. Wow! I am so jealous, sir! I want to ride in first class sometime! Ride. When pigs fly and I own my own private jet. Okay, Edgeworth, you wouldn't let him ride on your would he? Maybe. Maybe in an emergency. Right, on your private jet. Finish that sentence. There's nothing supernatural about earthquakes and elevators. Although, is it just me, or do elevators have a long-standing hatred for me? That's not your fault. If I may have a word with you, Miss Mayo.
No, you may not have a word with me.
I want to assure you that the lady is a fellow prosecutor. Her name is Franziska von Karma.
I don't care who she is. She's talking with Mon Capitan.
I sense Miss Mayo is the type who considers every other woman to be a threat. Oh dear. We have more from Franziska. Oh, of course. Flight attendant's room. I'm so focused on making that... keeping that German accent. German. As German as I can. As German as it's able to be. And B, not making weird mouth sounds. What's actually happening is kind of falling through the cracks.
Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move.
That blue door over there leads to the flight attendant's room, sir. Alright, let's go see what Miss Tenero has to say for herself. March 12th, 2:23 p.m. Flight G390, first floor, flight attendant's room.
So you're the ones that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that?
Miss Tenero.
Mr. Edgeworth! You're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
Alright.
Oh, this theme. Fabulous! What is all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gold crowns and swords and necklaces? Rubik's Cube? It's like a treasure trove in here, sir! The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for GoU to send its metal detectors out for repairs. Yeah. Oh. It's pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I'm almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Miss Tenero. Ew. This bottom one's a giant mess.
You sloven, squalid scoundrel of a man! You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed and invade her privacy? Ow!
There are some things in life best kept to yourself, Detective. Yeah, Franziska does not whip women. They're all too beautiful. And what are inside these boxes?
Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought in Virginia.
There's so many! Yeah, there's even a second box!
Well, yes. I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity.
Those suitcases certainly could have done with a whole lot less of your— Oh, hey, that's mean! Those suitcases certainly could have done with a whole lot less of your creativity. Jesus, that's mean! I think so. That's one of the meanest things he's thought so far in the fucking game. Jerk. Oh, you heard that. You heard those mouth sounds. Whatever. It's not whatever. I'm gonna get and I do need to get more water. I'll BRB. Listen to the lovely music. Hello, thanks for waiting. What does it say up top? Keep our cabin clean. So these are the attendants' lockers, huh? So these are the attendants' lockers, huh? Let's hurry up and examine them, sir.
Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through the attendants' lockers?
Wait, detective! It would be uncouth of us to look in a woman's locker without her permission. Yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel this murderous draft, and I can sense a whip not far behind. This murderous draft. Oh, oopsies. I wanted to take a look at this. What exactly is this panel for?
Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. We used it to stop the elevator on the first floor and to keep its doors open.
Garbage can. Right? What am I looking at? Excuse me, detective. This is crucial. There is sure to be a clue of some sort in this trash can. Detective Gumshoe, if you please, sort through the trash for me. Yes, sir. You just leave the rummaging to me.
Scruffy! How dare you go through a woman's trash without her permission? Have you no sense of honor?
I'm sorry. I'm just doing what Mr. Edgeworth told me to. Ow! Forgive me, detective. Don't ask him to search through the trash. Vivid memory of the guard Apollo has the guard in the interrogation room Apollo has vague chemistry with. This door leads to the cargo hold, but I can't let you through without Miss Von Karma's express permission. That's not a bad way to handle this situation if it was any old case, but this isn't. So, between you and Miss Von Karma, who's better at their job? Oh, there is no comparison to be made, detective. None. Very wise in not disclosing the answer.
Well, go on. Let's hear our troublesome attendant out.
In due time. I do have one thing I'd like to ask you.
Yes?
Do you plan to continue using that whip for the foreseeable future?
Of course. I've wrangled many a testimony out of people thanks to it.
Yeah, and probably a whole ton of yelps. Ow! And I'm willing to bet that the majority of them came from you, detective. No sense of preservation for his work partner. It's one of those suitcases designed by Miss Tenuro. You can tell it's hardly ever been used by the lack of even a single scratch on it. Aw. She put her whole heart and soul into that, Scoot.
Miles Edgeworth! Isn't there something that you should be doing right now?
Of course, I should be asking Miss Tenuro for her side of the story.
That's right. And how does that have anything to do with what's over there?
Nothing, really.
If you already knew that, then why don't you hurry up with the interrogation already?
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain... he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Meal.
This Miss Meal? That was French.
Yes. And on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Nero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Francisca seems to have struck a nerve.
All I did was go check up on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes. I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to this shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell.
Mr. Nero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. That thing. I would like to ask you about this thing. I'd also like to ask you about this thing.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know how to answer you. As a professional flight attendant, I'm a failure.
She must be worn out from the long questioning session she just went through. Please tell me about how... Please tell me... I need a behind-the-scenes speed paint of your concept of this, Miss Rhoda. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenuro?
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured out something else about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, well, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
The last one there? So you're saying, Miss Tenuro, that the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yes. They're just so popular. They're practically flying off of the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop is most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a surface professional.
Well, that's... How should I put this? It's hideous.
What? What?
Maybe that was a bit too direct. Yeah! Yeah! Fuckface! Moving on. My issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction.
Oh, this is gonna be tough. This is really tough. This is like... Fuck, no. How do I describe that? How do I describe it? This feels like playing OS. Also, tell me there wasn't a friction. This feels like playing OS and just sort of like going back and forth between 2 notes. Spanish and German, like they're not anywhere. They are and they're not.
When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenuro, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Tenuro, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Tenuro says? I mean, I guess in this context it would be the tag, right? Wait, when you take the tag off. Tell me, Miss Tenuro, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. Aw. I get it. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenuro, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in, that would Yeah, I mean, yeah, the in-flight shop, right? If it's brand fucking new. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was... Who bought this suitcase? Well, I think it... I think it was her, wasn't it?
Take that!
It was you! It was you, wasn't it, Miss Nero? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it?
Keep rubbing it in.
You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into was... So you know that! So you know she's poured her heart into it, that you poured your heart into was selling. And were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. A lot of people do that. For real. Isn't that right?
Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't stop.
It's because of the design, isn't it? Not because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. No, setting her up for failure.
We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
That's a good salary. You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. So in order to keep up your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for that purchase.
This receipt is clearly time-stamped 5:40 a.m. Suitcase receipt data jotted down in my organizer. Bought at the in-flight shop and left in attendance room. This timestamp says 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Miss Tenero, where are these other suitcases?
They should all be down in the cargo hold. The suitcase the killer used
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to...
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be.
Miss Tenero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? It's a long story. I'd really appreciate a detour.
The only other way is just through that door there.
Then what about security?
That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special keycard that only crew members have access to.
Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers, and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Francisca.
Going on these wild goose chases. You're a disgrace to the Von Karma name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story.
Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their keycard.
Miles Edgeworth, you're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, that's the only realistic possibility.
That other attendant, Miss Meal. I asked her earlier, and she had this to say.
Francisca got information out of Miss Meal. Oh, she turned the charm on.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, And the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rota Tinero, and only you.
What? Is this true, Miss Tinero?
Yes. I keep that key card in my locker at all times.
Could you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on.
She's very cooperative.
I don't believe it!
What's wrong?
The key card, it's gone! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen, when in fact, you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait! It's not like that! You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer! Arrest this woman!
Yes, ma'am!
Mr. Edgeworth? What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Francisca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case. However...
Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise. To be continued. I will save. And this stream is going to be relatively short because I want to hear what it sounds like. Ah! My hair! I want to hear what it sounds like. Oh, my hair! This is normal. Whatever. I gotta make a doctor's appointment soon anyway. But thank you. If you tuned into the stream, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for watching the VOD. I hope the mouths... I'm still getting shit sorted out with the microphone and the German accent. So I hope both sounded good. Primarily the first one, the second one I can work on without having to, you know. And I hope the white noise isn't too bad. Man, this is a lot of shit to figure out. Just out of nowhere, I don't have any experience with... The only experience I have with this sort of stuff is what you've seen on this channel. Anyway, thank you so much. Probably not gonna... Well, maybe I'll stream on Halloween. Lollipop Chainsaw. That'd be fun. The Wolf Among Us will be fun. But yeah, that would be really fun. It'd be pretty... How long is it? How long is the playthrough of The Wolf Among... Okay, whatever. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!